Welcome back to the Gridiron Report with David Wright. Happy 4th of July, guys. I hope you're having an amazing one. And welcome to the first episode of A Freak in the Right Direction. So, we will get to our freaks in the room in just a minute. I wanted to start with the interior. These guys are freakish big, but you'll see what I mean when we get to the other ones. We're going to start with guys like Tim Settle. He's 28 years old, 6'3", 329 pounds. His arms are 33 inches long. He runs a 5.37 dash. Then we got Deron Payne. He's 27 years old, 6'3", 320 pounds, 33-inch arms, 4.95 dash. We also have Johnny Newton, 23 years old, 6'1", 304. Arms are 32 and 3/8. Dash was 4.88. Now, there will be a couple on here that aren't necessarily interior, but you'll you'll see why. We have Dorrance Armstrong, 29, 6'4", 255 pounds, 33-inch arms, 4.75 dash. And Caleb on Chason, 26 years old, 6'3", 254 pounds, 33-inch arms, and a 4.58 dash. So, as you'll see, everyone on here, and I worry about Johnny because 6'1", he does have decent size, but he's undersized, under height, and his arm length is short. So, I worry about him all the way around, but I do like all three of these other guys. But Dorrance Armstrong is 29. He's really good, and when he got hurt last year, he was what, top five? Um, but he's 29. He is a good size, 6'4", 255 pounds, but he only has a 33-inch reach and runs a 4.75. Um, I worry about how long he'll be with us because of what we'll talk about in just a little while. And Caleb on Chason, I believe, is going to be a really good player, but has the same issues as Dorrance Armstrong, except for he's a little faster, he's quite a bit younger, and he's basically just a tiny bit bigger. So Caleb on Chason, 6'3", 254 pounds, 33-inch arms, and runs a 4.58. Um, but some of these players can drop in. You have Tim Settle, which is going to be a beast at that position we've been needing for years now. We got a true nose. And then Deron Payne, we know we're in a contract year, so it should be payday Payne. We should get excellent. What I am interested in seeing is what Johnny Newton could be. Um, like I said, he's a little short, a little undersized on weight, and his arms are a little short. So, but he is a bulldog, so I'd really like to see what he could become. Dorrance Armstrong, I'm guessing this will be his last year we have him. He's 29, 33-inch reach. I guess it kind of depends on what his year looks like. Caleb on Chason, he chose to come to us for less money to get coached by our coaches. So this is a guy that ended up with 3 sacks in the playoffs. He is a little undersized. You would like to see 35-inch reach. And you'd like to see a little bit taller, but his dash and his size, which is 254 pounds, that is something you like to see. Now, this is our interior line. It's a really good rotation for us. We should be very good. We also have Baptiste and some others to go in here, but we should be really good as far as the meat of our line and the way we can push people around. All right. So, the freak in the right direction. So, let's start with people like Javon Kinlaw. This beast is 6'5", 319 pounds, has a 34 and 7/8 arm reach, runs a 4.99 dash at 28 years old. Now, I know not as many people were as high as I was on him, and I think last year Payne and him got washed out a lot because we didn't have anything. It was just easier for a line to push them out of the equation. I think this year we will see a much more explosion from these players, and there's reasons why. We went over Tim Settle being brought in. Deron Payne is going to be more explosive with the whole line not being able to just push him and Kinlaw out of the way. Johnny Newton will now be totally healthy and he's put on some weight. He looks really good. Both feet should be completely healthy from them surgeries when we first got him. So we should get some good return back for our draft pick. All right. So, and here's some more reasons why you'll see an explosion in people like Kinlaw, people like Dietrich Wise. Now let's talk about this freak. We're talking about 6'5", 280 pounds, 35 and 5/8 inch arms, running a 4.92 at 31 years old. I understand he's 31. I think as long as he goes healthy this year and he's productive, I think we will probably bring him back at least one more year because holy shit, he's a monster. So, the age, if he doesn't get injured again, he could go several more years. Okay, and now let's go with another freak in the room, Charles Omenihu. Now, he's people talk about him online like he's an old player because he's been there, done that, but he's actually only 28. But he's 6'5", 280 pounds, 34-inch arms, running a 4.63. Now, you're not going to send him after your quarterback all the time. He's going to drop, he's going to be washed out. But that kind of size and that kind of freakish interruption that he causes with all these other guys on the line is going to be really, really nice to watch. Now we're getting to a little bit more of what I consider um, the future of our team. I think some of these guys will be back. I think Kinlaw will have a great year and he'll get signed again. Um, I'm not sure about Caleb on Chason. I'm guessing he has a really good year, gets him a good contract, and he moves on, but we shall see. We know Johnny Newton will be here as long as he's able to handle the rigors of him being a little undersized in a really big division. Look at Dallas. Look at the Eagles. Look at the Giants. This is what he's going to have to deal with. But he's also doing it beside someone like Deron Payne, Tim Settle. So he has a lot of beef to help. How disruptive can he be? How productive? I think he's going to have to really show us this year, or his long term stability may get a little rocky. All right. So we're going to go with Joshua Joseph first, 22 years old, 6'3", 240 pounds, 34-inch arms, running a 4.72. Okay, now the thing that sticks out to me the most is the undersize, 240 pounds. But now he's coming into the NFL. He's going to be working with the nutritionist there. He's going to be working with real coaches. He's now going to bulk up some before this year. By next year, he'll really bulk up, probably add another 40 pounds, at least another 20. So we're talking 260, a possible 280, but I'm guessing 260. 260. So then he would be 6'3", 260, 34-inch arms, running a 4.72. Now that's a nice future to look for when he's 22 years old. And our $1 million man, multi-million dollar man, $100 million man, Odafe Owe. Now let's check out this freak at 27 years old, hitting his prime, of course. 6'5", 251 pounds. Arms are 34.5 inches. Perfect. Dash is a 4.36. He is an absolute freak. So, when you're looking at the freaks that we have in the room, that's Odafe Owe, Joshua Joseph, Charles Amenahue, Dietrich Wise, Javon Kinlaw. We're talking about guys that are running in the fours with right at 35 or longer inch arms, standing at least 6'3", most of them being 6'5". We're talking about leveraging height, leveraging arm length. Some of these guys have amazing bend. Odafe Owe, Joshua Joseph. Kinlaw's going to get busy this year. With all these guys helping him get busy, there's no way he doesn't explode. Then the whole fan base will be screaming about how we gave him another contract. That, oh my God, 15 million a year for someone like that. It's ridiculous. So, as you see, the meat of our line is averaging around 6'3", 320-ish pounds, and they're having roughly about a 33-inch reach. They're a little shorter to the ground, a little stockier, a little bit shorter reach, but a lot more oomph behind them when they start moving. But on the side of these guys, just absolute freaks. 6'5", 280 pounds, 250 pounds, 35-inch arms, and bend for days. So, we also know there's more to this than in this defense than we are talking about right now. We will be doing our next episode next weekend where we will cover our linebackers like Sonny Styles and Leo Chenal and others. But when you're looking at these guys and you're thinking about this pass rush, you also have to think, yeah, there's complete, total athletic freaks and like human freaks, like 6'5", 280 pounds, 34-inch arm. That's not normal. None of these guys on this page, they're just different kind of humans. Um, but you have to give a shout out, and I want to give a shout out for the freak in the room that just doesn't qualify under the relative athletic score or the necessarily the age or height or speed. But Frankie Luvu, I want to give a shout out to that freak because Screw Loose is different when you have this going on and he's just an open pass rusher coming behind this kind of meat. That's a different look. It's something I can't wait to see. Um, the way this push from this front line should be with the rotation of these big guys and the rotation of the absolute freaks in the room. And to be very honest, a freak in the right direction is pointing at Odafe Joshua Joseph. People even like Charles Omenihu. He's only 28 years old and he's 6'5", 280 pounds with 34-inch arms. Like, you're going to keep him for a little while. Javon Kinlaw, no reason not to bring him back as long as he has a good year. Like, it looks like we have one hell of a base in our defensive front line with a shout out to Screw Loose Frankie Luvu coming behind them and the whole squad we will talk about next week. So, what do y'all think about what we have going on? These absolute freaks in the right direction that Adam has brought in. Because we know that we brought him in on offense and defense in different ways. So, what do y'all think? Who's your favorite one that we've talked about today? Out of all these guys, who do you think will be with us the longest and create the most havoc for us? Would it be Odafe Owe, Joshua Joseph, Charles Omenihu, Dietrich Wise? That's a little stretch. He's 31, but Javon Kinlaw, Tim Settle, welcome back home. Deron Payne, Johnny Newton, Dorrance Armstrong, or Caleb on Chason. Who is your favorite out of these? Who do you think will benefit us the most? And what do you think about what Adam has put together here? I love it. I think we're going to be amazing in a moving defense that we have with these guys. And these guys are the reason why I gave you the whole stats is most all these guys, even our big guys, their 40-yard dash is legit. They can get up, they can move back. You're going to catch them all over the field. They're going to be finishing all over the field. So, what do you think about it? Um, I hope y'all have a great 4th of July weekend. And I appreciate y'all joining me for the first episode of Freaks in the Right Direction. And appreciate y'all always consuming the content. Please comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. We're on all the Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, uh, Rumble, YouTube. So keep following us, and we'll stay here with y'all. Thank you for coming back.